Hi, boys and girls. I have another book that I would like to read for you today. This book is called Purple, Green, and Yellow. What do you think this book is going to be about? I see lots and lots of markers. What is this book going to be about? Let's see, I have a little bit of glare going on here. Bridget went to her mother and said, "I need some coloring markers. All my friends have coloring markers. They draw wonderful pictures, Mommy. I need some coloring markers." "Oh no," said her mother. "I've heard about those coloring markers. Kids draw on walls. They draw on the floor. They draw on themselves. You can't have any coloring markers." "Well," said Bridget, "there are these new coloring markers. They wash off with just water. I can't get into any trouble with coloring markers that wash off. Get me some of those." "Well," said her mother, "all right." So her mother went out and got Bridget 500 washable coloring markers. Bridget went up to her room and drew wonderful pictures. She drew lemons that were yellower than lemons, and roses that were redder than roses, and oranges that were oranger than oranges. Look at all those beautiful colors. Her mother was amazed. That's her mother. She looks very happy. She said, "Wow, my kid is an artist." But after a week, Bridget got bored. She went to her mother and said, "Mom, did I draw on the wall?" "No," said her mother. "Did I draw on the floor?" "No," said her mother. "Did I draw on myself?" "No," said her mother. "Well," said Bridget, "I didn't get into any trouble, and I need some new coloring markers. All of my friends have them. Mommy, there are coloring markers that smell. They have ones that smell like roses and lemons and oranges, and even ones that smell like cow plops. Ew! Mom, they have coloring markers that smell like anything you want. Mom, I need those coloring markers." Her mother went out and got 500 coloring markers that smelled. Then Bridget went upstairs and she drew pictures. She drew lemons that smelled like lemons, and roses that smelled like roses, and oranges that smelled like oranges. There she goes with 500 more coloring markers. That's a lot of coloring markers. Her mother said, "Wow, my kid is an artist." But after a week, Bridget got bored again. She said, "Mom, did I draw on the floor?" "No," said her mother. "Did I draw on the walls?" "No," said her mother. "Did I draw on myself?" "No," said her mother. What is she going to ask for? The last 2 times she's asked for different types of coloring markers. "Well," said Bridget, "I need some new coloring markers. These are the best kind. All my friends have them. They are super, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers. Mom, I need them." So her mother went out and got 500 super, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even a little longer coloring markers. Bridget took them and drew pictures for 3 weeks. She drew lemons that looked better than lemons, and roses that looked better than roses, and oranges that looked better than oranges, and sunsets that looked better than sunsets. She looks pretty happy with all those markers. Then she got bored. She said, I'm tired of drawing on paper, but I'm not going to draw on the walls, and I'm not going to draw on the floor, and I'm not going to draw on myself. But everybody knows it's okay to color your fingernails. Even my mother colors her fingernails. My nails are colored too, but I didn't use marker. So Bridget took a purple super never come off till you're dead and maybe even later coloring marker, and she colored her thumbnail bright purple. And that was so pretty. She colored all of her fingernails purple, black, and yellow. And that was so pretty. She colored her hands. She colored her hands yellow, green, and red. Was she supposed to color on herself? And that was so pretty. She colored her face purple, green, yellow, and blue. And that was so pretty. She colored her belly button blue. And that was so pretty. She colored herself all sorts of colors, almost entirely, all over. Then Bridget looked in the mirror and said, what have I done? My mother is not going to be happy. So she ran into the bathroom and washed her hands for half an hour. Nothing came off. Her hands still looked like mixed up rainbows. Oh no. She is going to get in trouble. She did not listen to her mom's directions. Then she had an idea. She reached way down into the bottom of the coloring markers and got a special colored marker. It was the same color she was. She took that marker and colored herself all over until she was her regular color again. In fact, she looked even better than before, almost too good to be true. She went downstairs and her mother said, why, Bridget, you're looking really good today. Right, said Bridget. Then her mother said, it's time you wash your hands for dinner. But Bridget was afraid that the special color would not stick to the colors underneath. So she said, I already washed my hands. Oh boy, do you think her mom's going to find out that she really looks like this under her tan color? But her mother smelled her hands and said, no soap. You didn't use soap. She took Bridget into the bathroom and washed her hands and face. All the special color came off, and Bridget looked like a mixed up rainbow. Oh no, said her mother. Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that wash off? No. Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that smell? No. Did you use the super never come off till you're dead and maybe even later coloring markers? Yes. Yikes! Yelled her mother. Oh, look at her face. How is she feeling? Bridget did not listen to the directions. She called the doctor and said, help! Help! My daughter has colored herself with super never come off till you're dead, maybe even later coloring markers. Oh dear, said the doctor. Sometimes they never come out. The doctor came over and gave Bridget a large orange piece of medicine. She said, take this piece of medicine, wait 5 minutes, and then take a bath. So Bridget took the medicine, waited 5 minutes, and jumped into the bathtub. Her mother stood outside the door and yelled, is it working? Is it working? Yes, said Bridget, everything is coming off. And Bridget was right. Everything had come off. When Bridget walked out of the bathroom, she was invisible. She went from having all these colors to no color and you couldn't see her. Oh no, yelled her mother. You can't go to school if you're invisible. You can't go to university if you're invisible. You'll never get a job if you're invisible. Bridget, you've wrecked your life. Whoa. There she is. She's invisible. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Don't worry, said Bridget. She ran into her room, got the special colored marker, and colored herself entirely all over until you couldn't tell the difference. In fact, she looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. But her mother said, "Bridget, you can't go through life like that. You're just a picture. Everyone will know there is something wrong." "No, they won't," said Bridget. "Yes, they will," said her mother. "No, they won't," said Bridget. "I colored Daddy while he was taking a nap, and you haven't noticed anything yet." "Good heavens!" yelled her mother, and she ran into the living room and looked at Daddy. He looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. There's Daddy snoozing on the chair. "Doesn't he look great?" asked Bridget. "I couldn't even tell the difference," said her mother. "Right," said Bridget, "and neither will he." As long as he doesn't get wet. Oh, it's raining. And all of his normal color came off, and he is a mixed up rainbow. The end. That was a pretty silly story, but I do want you to remember to only use markers on paper. Paper is important when you want to draw. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day.